Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, for the first time in person. He was on the show a long time ago on Zoom. I think one of our first Zoom interviews. My brother Anthony is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here. What's up, man?
Color Therapy. Maybe out now by the time y'all watching this. If you're watching it beforehand, depending when I get it out. May 13th. You know what I'm saying?
May 13th, man.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, bro. Life is great. Life is amazing. I'm doing well, man.
Man, I feel like we've been talking about Color Therapy for
like 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years now.
But it wasn't Color Therapy. I think the last time we spoke...
What did we call it?
1402 Survival. Or it was... I think I had told you something vague. Like,
because you were going to do some real political shit, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that,
and all of that shit got taken off. We're not doing none of that.
Okay, so you...
I think I told you we had a video where we were going to smack a fake Kanye or some shit like that.
You were going to... Yeah. You were going to fake a smack Kanye. Because that's when Kanye was really tweaking.
He was wilding, yeah. We kind of just changed everything last year. Last year, a lot of the songs were done in 2020.
Okay.
But last year, I started to like get a creative idea in maybe like February, and I was like, yo, I need to produce content because we live in a visual world right now. And I was like, yo, I need something that's going to be weekly on Instagram. So I was like, yo, what if we do something that invokes a conversation? And I wanted to do something that was, I wanted to do something like color. I was like, yo, let's do color psychology and put, you feel me, people onto like what color psychology is and things of that nature. And I was like, let's do the color red, the color blue, what do all of these colors mean in color psychology and stuff like that? Blue means more sad colors, red means more angry or, you know, belligerent colors. Green is a more happy, more uplifting color. Yellow, same thing. All of these different things came into play, and we were just doing these weekly videos. It was never supposed to be a project or an album. Like, I didn't even have an album at that point because we had scrapped the first shit, and I was like, I'm gonna do that for my next album. I don't know what I'm about to do. And then once we started doing the little mini series, it all came full circle. I started working on more records, and it became a fucking album. And now we're here.
That's
about
dope.
to drop in 2022.
So what did you call? What you said? So it's Color Therapy, but what were you calling it right there? The color psychology.
Color psychology is a thing. Like it's an actual term for you know, doctors and things of that nature, where they psychologists rather, where they you know, pick out colors and make you associated with your feelings and what you're feeling in that current moment and shit like that. So I just was on some shit like, yo, let's implement that into music. Music makes me feel certain things, so why don't I implement that with music and the feeling the colors and then put that into one thing?
That's tough.
Yeah.
So so did you have to do like some deep research about color, like psychology and things like that, or?
Nah, I remember.
Or is it pretty simple to figure out and like find online?
Yeah, pretty much, because I remember like just knowing that like certain colors is a part of certain moods. Like even with mood rings, like back in the days when motherfuckers used to have mood rings. I never had one of them shits, but you know, the women used to have them back in the days, and they'll be like, yo, my mood ring is blue right now, so I'm sad, or it's gray, whatever color it was. And that's a part of like psychology and how colors affect certain moods and shit like that. Just like if you would have all black in this room right now, like it would feel more dark. You would feel more, you feel me? You would feel more gloomy, more sad, more down, you feel me, rather than having some bright shit inside the space where you're like, okay, I feel uplifted to come into the space right now and shit like that.
Okay. So what are you feeling today? What color are you feeling today?
Damn. I'm always green. I fuck with green.
The right answer was green. Right? The right answer was green. What does green mean in the color, I guess, psychology spectrum?
I think it's more like it's a more uplifting color. It's like more happiness, it's a more feel good color than anything. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, definitely,
I fuck with that. So the idea, I guess, like we decided not to do the political stuff, right?
Yeah, cut all of that out.
Obviously, I guess it just didn't make sense after a while for you too.
It didn't make sense to the cohesiveness of the project because it tells a story. When you listen to the album, when anybody goes to listen to the album, it's a story the straight way through. Like how Kendrick would do a Good Kid, Mad City, or To Pimp a Butterfly. There's so many other cohesive projects that I could think of, like Aquemini, things of that nature. Like it's a story the whole way through where you can't stop it until you get to the last track, and then you're like, okay, this all came full circle. It's a movie technically. Like when you listen to the shit, it's a conversation between me and my therapist, and she's asking me all of these different questions about what does the color red mean to you. But beyond that, she's asking me questions about what I feel in a moment and how I feel about my career, how I've been feeling in the last 2 years and shit like that. And the response is, I'm not talking on the album. I probably talk on the first song and the last song, but I'm not talking and she's having a conversation with me. And my rebuttal is every record is my answer to whatever she's asking me. So one of the songs, she's like, what does the color red mean to you? And it goes into this song with me and History. And we got a dope ass video coming out to it too. We robbed a bank and it's really fucking cool. Yeah. She asked me what that represents to me and shit like that. And I'm explaining to her that, you feel me, this is what it is. Like, I feel hype, I feel angry, I feel like I'm ready to rebel and like I wanna, be on my shit and really get into the rap industry and stuff like that. And she's just asking me different questions throughout the album. We had this girl from Cincinnati who helped me out because of my dog Amari. Shout out to Amari. He mixed and mastered the whole album too, out in Cincinnati. Well, he's in Vegas now, but he's from Cincinnati. And she came through and just made the whole thing make sense. I wrote a script to the album and we basically did it like a movie. She recorded all her parts, I recorded my parts, and it's a movie, literally. When you hear the album, it's an experience. Like you're gonna feel it, and when you hear it, you're gonna be like, damn, this nigga really thought about this shit and like really made it into a thing. After a year and a half, I made it into like an actual album.
Well, I mean, I would hope that that much time spent on it, like.
Definitely. 2 years in, man. 2 years in. It's a year and a half, really, but if you technically count in the songs that I did in 2020 that I added to the project that I thought would make the most sense, it's like 2 years.
Right, because like I said, we've been talking about this for like almost 2 years too.
Yo, it's so crazy.
And I saw, so like when I'm looking at the back cover, well, first of all, I want to talk about the main cover. Obviously, you're in therapy in the main cover,
right?
And I love Barriers too. Shout out to Barriers. Barriers makes dope clothes.
They posted the album cover too. Shout out to them.
They did.
That was so dope. Yeah,
Shout
they
out to
posted
Barriers,
that fucking
man.
album cover yesterday. That was so dope of them.
But I'm looking at the back cover, right?
Yeah.
And some of the names that jump out are obviously people who I've had on the show before. One, of course, Dot Demo's featured on the second record, Bless Me.
Definitely.
Shout out Dot Demo. And then the other one, which I didn't know that he was really nice like that. HDBeenDope is a producer too. He's producing the shit too.
Listen, man, you know what's so crazy? He was originally supposed to be on the record. Like, I bought it to him, and I try to present it to, because the thing with HD is like, that nigga, he's not gonna do a record unless he feels it. You know, like, me and this nigga's been friends for years. We were supposed to do like one album, I think. Not an album. Let me stop before people really think we were supposed to do an album.
Before y'all asked, I clipped that and then I'm like, AC, so y'all was supposed to do an album together and it never came out?
Nah, we were supposed to do a song on my project called Submerge. He was supposed to be on Paranoia. The problem is I lost the beat in the middle of like having the shit, and he couldn't get the stems for the beat or nothing, so he couldn't record over it. So that never happened. And ever since then, I used to go to his house all the time, record. HD has done a bunch of beats for me, honestly. Like little freestyle shits that I've put out, stuff like that. But never on the level of this album. The beat was originally produced by Sadie's, who did Late Night Thoughts also on the album.
Dope.
But I hated the fucking beat that I bought. I couldn't rap on it. I don't know why. Like, I had the beat and I loved it, and I was like, yo, I cannot do this. I don't know if it's the metronome on it. I don't know if it's the fucking beats per minute. I don't know what it is, but I couldn't feel that shit at all. So he pretty much stripped down the whole beat and remade it, and now it's HDBeenDope produced that shit.
So you bought the beat.
I bought the beat, yeah.
And then you hated
that shit.
You hated the beat.
I hated the beat. I loved it in the sense of like listening to it, but trying to write to it, like, I'm very meticulous about my writing and like making sure the stories make sense and shit like that. And when I tried to pretty much like rap on that shit, it was not working. And then he pretty much was like, yeah, I feel you. I don't know. It's something about this beat that you just can't rhyme on. It sounds good, but you can't do anything with it. But then, you feel me, we sat down for like maybe 6 hours. He played me some of his music. I played him some of the stuff off the album. And he just reconstructed that whole shit and made it into a new beat. So it's produced by HDBeenDope, but originally by Sadie's.
Okay, yeah, because Sadie's had some other stuff on the project too, right? Yeah, obviously.
I love that nigga's beats. Sadie, shout out to you, bro. He like was one of the first things I rapped on when I started creating this project, Late Night Thoughts. He did that shit featuring Adrian Daniel, which came out in like 2020. Like when I talked to you, like during that time.
Back then, they came out back then type shit.
Yeah, exactly. But it's such a good record that I was like, nah, we got to put that on the project. It makes so much sense.
You said you and HD go like all the way back. Like how far back is way
2016, way back? Probably 2016. But we always knew about each other prior to that. Like when you're in the New York scene, like you can't front. Like that's my. I have a problem with a lot of New York rappers because they don't act. They act like when we don't all know each other in some sort of way. If you're doing your thing, somebody's gonna notice. We all notice when people are doing good shit. You feel me? So like I knew who HDBeenDope was. He knew who I was prior to that. And when we met up, it was just like a mutual like. We fucked with each other because he was like, yo, I fuck with your music. I was like, yo, bro, I fuck with your music. You've been doing this. We just never met in person. And then we finally met and we've been kicking it since then. Me and HD relationship is like, I go to his crib most of the time and we just chill and talk for hours about music, about mad different shit. Like we just have mad conversation. It's usually about music. He's like kind of like a guru a little bit because we sit down and just have those conversations about music for hours. That I can't have that conversations with a lot of people, but he gets it when I have those conversations with him. We talk about who's falling off, who's dope in the city, who's dope in the world, like where we're trying to get to, like what we're trying to do, how we're trying to get there, stuff like that. So that's pretty much our relationship. It's really dope. We just have conversations about music most of the time.
How do you first meet Dot too?
Dot, also another person. Like I know all of these people because if you're in the scene, like I said, if you're in a certain scene, you gonna know who's who. Like people, we know about each other because of mutuals. People tell me about, yo, you listen to Dot Demo? Nah, I never heard of him. But then when you sit down and like go listen to it, you be like, yo, this shit's dope. I gotta meet this nigga. And the same shit with him. My dog X, you feel me? He's like in Ultra Nostra. And he was putting Dot on very early. He was like, yo, you gotta fuck with K Anthony. K Anthony's dope. K Anthony's dope. He kept telling him, and Dot was ignoring it for a minute because Dot told me the story. He was like, yo, when niggas tell me niggas is nice, I be ignoring it. But then he was like, yo, I finally listened to you and I fuck with what you do. And this was probably like back in 2016 too, when he dropped OBE. Before he even knew who I was listening to that project heavy. And that inspired me a lot. And I always tell him that too. He's one of my favorite rappers. So like, we met and it was cool from there. Like we just started making music and shit like that. That was the first record we ever did. But we got a bunch of shit in the stash that we just have been recording in the crib and shit.
So do you have more stuff? You have more stuff with HD too, I'm assuming.
No music with him.
No more music with him?
No music with him.
Why?
I don't know. Like I can't explain it. When we chill with each other, we don't bring up rapping like in the sense of like, yo, let's rap right now. He plays me shit that he recorded. I play him shit I recorded, and we just have those conversations. But we don't be sitting down like, yo, let's make a track right now. I don't know. The conversations just be that like we be that deep into the conversations that we don't sit down and like be like, yo, let's record right now type shit. I've recorded in his crib though. But we never was like, yo, get on this record or you get on this record.
You get on this, get on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
He's very picky about the shit that he wants to be on. So I know to approach him with the records that are proper. Like I'll be like, yo, if you're gonna get on a record, I want you to get on my best shit, not nothing else, you know?
Not nothing random.
Yeah, exactly.
Word. Cause I would have been thought y'all had mad shit.
Nah, it's crazy. No, we don't.
How do you feel about like New York City music right now? Because it's just kind of like a lot going on between like, I don't know, like I guess what did Doc call it? Lyrical miracle rap, right? Lyrical miracle rap, melodic rap, niggas. Drill rap, huh?
I hate those niggas. The lyrical miracle niggas.
But that's what Doc called it. That's what Doc called it.
There is lyrical miracle niggas, like the niggas who be rapping too much, you know? Like they just be rapping too, like you're trying to rap my head off. Like, bro, talk about some fly shit sometimes. I like drill music too. I like drill music. I fuck with D-Thing. I like K-Flock. I be bumping the shot EK, nigga. Who else? I fuck with SPMB, Bills, Tutu, Rowdy, fucking a bunch of people. Like I like all of the shit that New York be making. A lot of the shit New York be making. I listen to a lot of them because of whatever they're making is cool. Like it's dope. It's not like they spitting some bullshit. They talking about their experiences.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
The problem with, I think people, the niggas that are like lyrical miracle, and I talk shit about drill too. But I talk about it like in a joking way. A lot of times niggas be serious and be like, yo, you feel me? Them niggas is whack. But I'm like, yo, they're talking about their life experiences. This is shit they going through right now in this current moment. And that's what they have to say. And how do you not respect that? If you don't respect that, then you can't respect anything that I'm creating. Because there's no difference. We both talking about our lives and it just in different ways. I may not be doing something violent, but I might be going through something different. That's crazy. You feel me? At the end of the day, we all have to respect each other. Storytelling and shit like that.
Right. I agree.
That's a fact. It's all storytelling, man. It's everybody's telling a story. I used to be one of them, like the old head niggas that be like, yo, it's only hip hop. Yo, it's only hip hop. Fuck that. Fuck all that new shit. But you got to sit down and really put it into perspective and like think about what's cool and like, and what everything is cool if you listen to it and like sit down and actually listen to what they saying. Sometimes it be pure bullshit. Some niggas spit pure bullshit for sure.
Facts. Most definitely.
But you feel me? At the end of the day, it's like we not trying to like we not trying to stop drill rappers from being drill rappers, and they shouldn't try to stop the niggas who rapidy rap from being who they are at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. We all trying to do the same shit and get off the ground, to be honest. That's all it is.
Right. I agree. I think that there's a place for everybody in New York because New York is so diverse. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked to like when I had Don Michael here. I mean, we spoke about Harlem and how Harlem's like a melting pot, but like New York as a whole is a melting pot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, and we gotta all respect that. That's all it is. We
Playboy
all gotta
Cardi's from Playboy Cardi's from New York, correct? I think. No,
is he?
Isn't Playboy Cardi from New York? I always thought he was. I don't know why. That's probably what it was because he was.
Nah, he did that bullshit song in New York on Millie Rock. Nah,
but okay. So how about this? But how about this?
He's not from New York.
But how about this? So there are a plethora of artists who are like Playboy Cardi, who are from New York, and a lot of people who are inspired by him.
Respectfully,
and that's his own different type of lane too.
I don't know. I don't be listening to those niggas though.
No, I know, but that's what I'm trying to say is like you could have people like that, but then you could also have drill
there's
rappers
definitely
and
a
then the
lane
lyrical
for
people.
it. It's definitely a bunch of niggas out here that like have the red dreads and they're like wearing the super like the dog chain, like the shit that choke you and shit like that. That shit is cool, like for whoever's doing it. But
If it's your thing.
If it's your thing, respectfully, I'm not listening to that though. Just because I feel like that you're not saying anything at all. You're just like making sounds, which is cool, but that you're not telling a story. See, drill is respectable because they're telling me something. They're telling me about their lives and what they're going through and how they feel about shit and how they trying to escape this and how they trying to get out of it, or how they're not trying to get out of it and how they trying to stay here and like, you feel me, be on top of their enemies and things of that nature. Like that's just, I respect that. But I don't be listening to the shoulder shaking shit and the all the extra shit because I just feel like it's not, you're not talking about anything for real. No disrespect to those artists though, because to each his own. Everybody has a lane and people are listening to that.
And if you're getting bread, shit, fuck it.
Right. If you're making bread off of it, respectfully, I respect everything you're doing. But I personally just don't listen to it. No disrespect to anybody that's doing that shit.
What's your relationship with CJ Fly too? Because I peeped that he followed you and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that they knew each other like that.
My dog K Flocka, he put me on to him. That's his bro, you know. If nobody knows this he's the legendary guy in the Hard Knock Joey Badass Hard Knock video with CJ Fly. He was hopping the gates in the video and shit.
Oh shit.
So that's him.
Don't mess him up like that.
Yeah. No. It's a joke because I be laughing at him for that shit because I never knew that. He told me this shit like 6 months ago. I swear to God, and I found out I was like, yo, my God.
You started watching the video back. You're like, wait a second,
bro. I used to watch that shit on MTV every morning before school in like 2012 because when Joey was hot. You feel me? And everybody that was tuned in. Joey inspired a lot of us. He inspired me for sure.
Facts.
And like I used to watch that video like 100 times, and I never knew this nigga was in there hopping gates. I used to always be like, "Who's the random nigga hopping gates in the video, running in the rain?" He told me like 6 months ago, like, "Yo, yeah, that's me, bro." But yeah, CJ,
damn, that's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, that is crazy. He was in another CJ Fly video too, but he had put me onto him. We ended up connecting. We were supposed to do a record on this project, but it ended up not working out because the record I had, I didn't even like the record, but I tried to send it to him and he wasn't even fucking with it either. So we respectfully walked away from that. And in the future, we'll work on something.
Could happen.
Yeah. Exactly, in the future. Yeah. Exactly. So we gonna work on something in the future. But CJ Fly is dope.
Right.
He's been somebody that I look up to too. Also because like when Pro Era came out, like I don't think a lot of people talk about it. The Beast Coast era, just like how Pro Era, Flapper Zombies, Underachievers. I'm from Flatbush, bro. You got to understand, like these niggas was the niggas that really made it out at that time in 2012, and I had just started rapping. So those niggas, I was looking at those niggas like, damn, bro, I'm trying to be like them, my nigga. Like Joey out here really touring that fucking. He's my age touring. These niggas are my age doing what the fuck I'm trying to do right now. Damn, I'm trying to get to that level. So respectfully, I looked up to all of them niggas, and yeah, I looked up to all of them. They're pretty dope.
Right. Give Pro Era their flowers because I feel like they deserve,
give them their flowers.
All of them deserve it because
they shifted the culture at that time for sure. Like in New York, a lot of niggas won't say that, but like how the drill movement is now, at that time everybody was trying to be Joey. Niggas was trying to rap on 90s beats, trying to bring back that shit, like having Afro picks and shit. Like niggas was on that type of timing, you feel me?
Let's not forget motherfuckers was wearing the wooden necklaces. All
types of shit. Niggas was going to get flat tops. I never did the flat top thing.
NYC, if you know what it is, you know.
The facts,
you know what
the Goodwood word. But niggas was getting flat tops and shit. I never did that though. I want y'all to know I never did the flat tops. But shout out to the niggas that did that shit.
I ain't gonna lie,
that's too trendy for me.
I still be wearing like my starter jackets and shit.
Trendy. You see,
the starter jackets and shit.
Starter jackets are fire. Starter jackets are fire. For a fact, those shits are fire. I would never. You can't just get rid of those.
I do remember when I went to college though. Like a lot of my friends did have the flat tops.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
That was a crazy time.
Spidey, you're never gonna watch this interview, but bro, you was out here, bro. Flat top, glasses, 90s pants, and the starter jacket. Man, shit was crazy.
Nah, flat tops is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Flat tops, even now, if you bring that shit back, it's still crazy. Yeah, that's still crazy. And I think you fuck up your hairline when you do that shit or some shit like that. A lot of niggas' hairlines ain't here now because of them flat tops back in the days. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Them flat tops fucked up a lot of niggas' hairlines. Now yeah.
You said that's why Boosie keep doing it?
Now a lot of niggas gotta keep up with the flat tops. Them niggas had the flat tops since 2012. Why them niggas ain't cut it yet? Because if they cut it, you feel me?
You bald.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's clipped for you.
So yeah, but yeah, yeah. Shout out to Pro Era. Shout out to Flapper Zombies, Bodega Bams, Underachievers, ASAP Mob. Oh my God, they was the most influential for me.
Rest in peace, Yams. Rest in peace, Steezy.
Because I love dressing in that fashion, and I was on that shit very, very, very early. And when they came out, it kind of solidified everything. Like when niggas were wearing Bape very early on.
Yep.
You feel me? Niggas wasn't on them lines for Black Skill. I remember that time when Rocky came out. Black Skill had lines around the fucking corner, dog. Like, yeah, niggas wasn't in Soho at the time, but a lot of niggas was going to Black Skill and copping mad shit at that time. APCs, Subies. Like, Subies back then, you feel me? Like, niggas are on Subies now, but we were wearing that shit in, like, 2011, 2010, and niggas wasn't, like, they didn't know what the fuck niggas was wearing at that time. So, shout out to ASAP Mob because they were on the shit that's current now very early on, and they was calling them, like, weird and shit at that time. And now everybody dresses like that. Yeah,
that's mad funny.
It's crazy.
Shout out to them. So, what do you hope that this album's gonna do for you, man? What do you hope to see this album take you in the next 5 months?
Yo, you know what? For this album, I feel like I don't want no expectations because the last time I had expectations, the pandemic came and fucked up everything. So now I'm just chilling. Like a lot of big things are happening behind the scenes that I can't speak about. But a lot of things are happening, you feel me? I might be on a major eventually. There's a lot of different things that are going on, you know, that I feel like I don't even want to like
accidentally talk about and then
not even accidentally talk about it, but put an expectation on it. Like it is what it is, and it's in the universe, and what shall be will be. You feel me? At the end of the day, I'm not gonna like try to like have an expectation like, yo, I'm gonna put this album out, my life gonna change right now. Nah, I'm gonna continue to work and do what the fuck I gotta do at the end of the day, because I'm not about to sit around and like be like, yeah, this is changing my life and everything. Like, it's cool. The project is fire. I know it's fire. The people who have heard it knows it's fire. That's it. Beyond that, I'm not putting anything else on it. There's no pressure behind it. I'm just doing what I gotta do. I just came off a tour in February. Like, I'm I'm cooling, bro. Like, I'm working with Cenat right now. I'm doing a lot of his brand design and shit like that.
Dope.
I'm just pushing.
You still got the clothing brand?
Yeah, I have. Oh yeah, so that's coming out. That's coming out in the fall. We just got new samples and shit. I'm about to go crazy on that. But let's do the album first before we
get to the clothing brand.
exactly. Because I feel like I haven't focused on my I haven't been able to fully focus on my music the way I want to because I'm doing 100 different things. Like I'm doing Kai's brand. Like I did his merch, his first merch drop ever, and we sold out in 10 minutes. You feel me? Like there's so many different things that I'm doing, and I'm having my hands in so many different pots that like I can't sit around and like focus on the music a lot of times. So right now I'm in music mode 100%, and that's it.
Word.
Yeah.
Well, we about to have you freestyle, so by the time that the people see this, that'll be out. So make sure y'all go check that out.
You feel me?
Go check out Color Therapy out now.
You feel me?
Before we sign off, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff? This camera right here.
Yo, follow me at K Anthony the Third on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is K Anthony. My YouTube is K Anthony, and that's about it. Yeah, follow me there, man. Pull up, show love. If you watch this interview and you're in tune and you fuck with what I do, pull up and show love. I show love back. You feel me?
Boom. There you have it. Make sure you go check out Color Therapy. Out now, probably by the time y'all seeing this.
Definitely.
Make sure you go follow him. Go show him some love. Support is free. Love is free. Till next time. Oh, right up the freestyle. Till next time, my brother.
Yes,
K Anthony
sir.
on the radar, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Boom.